2 weeks ago.
I'll take
Look, guys, it's KK Bushy.
And certainly something, one of the off-track topics we'll be keeping our eye on.
It's Bushy, Tushy, Bushy.
Just a few miles apart
Ushy,
in Mexico,
Bushy.
find their way to the top of motorsports
Bushy,
in the United
Ushy.
States in two totally different series. The story of childhood friends, IndyCar driver Pat O'Ward, and Cup Series Daniel Suarez next. 9 in there, look at that. So my Austin Cindric for Jeff Burton, how about that? So Hinch going with low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott, there you
Why
go.
not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so DJ, who did you wind up picking today?
Okay, so I already had this, but Junior just convinced me when he said that the 12 or Brian Blaney can win. I say he does win today.
Oh, very good. I like that. I think they're going to be really good on long runs. And if it's hot like this, I think that's going to be a big key today. All right, Junior, who you got?
If you guys want to get your picture with the winning car, we're standing right next to it. All right, that's Tyler Reddick. He's on
Did
the
you
pole.
plan this?
He's on the pole, and he won the last road course race at Road America. It's easy.
Hey, Reddick. Junior just picked you. Junior just picked you to win the race, by the way. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna go with Chase Briscoe. I think Chase Briscoe so quick this weekend. He's got a lot of speed. Can they hang on at the end of a run? And he told me earlier this week. He said, I don't know what it is when I come to Indiana. I just have a little extra motivation. I know he wants to win. He has about 100 friends and family here today, so that's going to be fun to watch. Gorgeous afternoon here at the Brickyard. Perfect summer day.
As joint forces from the Indiana National Guard present our nation's colors. Please welcome Casey Clark from Parkside Bible Church for today's invocation.
Lord God, we thank you today for your kindness towards us in giving us a beautiful day to enjoy the sport of racing. We ask that you would protect the drivers, their crews, and the fans today. And we ask that you would give comfort to the families of the victims in the recent shootings in Greenwood. Finally, Lord, we ask for our country.
In 1909, and legends have made themselves even more legendary when they were able to win at this racetrack. Alongside the mayor, Jeff Burton, and our crew chief, Steve Letarte, Rick Allen with you. Jeff, what are the emotions as a driver when you come to such a historic place?
When you walk on this pit road before the race, it's like nothing else. You walk out here, you know the history that was made here. Remember, that history was trying to have a
Journey in separate ways playing in the background.
At the back
There's
of
Jeff
the playoff
Gordon.
leaderboard, two other names, Truex and Blaney. They want to get this 0 next to
You
the name
know
off their
I
shoulders. Go to victory
still
lane.
love
And they need to.
you.
They're going to make the playoffs.
Oh,
Blaney's a road course winner. You expect him to run
nothing.
up front. Ran well yesterday. Qualified well. Truex, I have serious concerns. He was the guy that we thought was the road course king. He hasn't seen the top 5 on a road course in
I'll stop before I get
almost
copyrighted.
a year. So he's starting.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome Verizon Crisis Response Manager and volunteer firefighter from Helen, Pennsylvania, Andrew Fusco.
Drivers, start your engines!
AJ on the narrow 1-8.
Wasn't no easy street where I come from. There wasn't no sleep until the work was done. Until that victory bell. One for the money to another show. Please start your engines now and rock and roll.
The motors are running, and the car's starting to roll off of pit road now as we're about to get underway with the second time. Front, Tyler Reddick got his second pole. The 26-year-old out of Corning, California, joined Austin.
Row 8. Behind him, Indiana's own Justin Haley inside row 9.
A little bit further back in the lineup, Ross Chastain. He's already won at a road course this year at Coda.
Defeated back there in row 18, 110 F1 starts. 3 podiums in his career.
I'm going to show you where the orange commitment box is, because somebody blew that yesterday, and if you blow it today, you can be penalized and lose all the game you made on the day, Marty.
The off-track news a couple of weeks ago was Tyler Reddick leaving for 2311 Racing from RCR in 2024. Randall Burnett's crew chief told me after that there were certainly some hurt feelings in our race shop, but since then we have really put it behind us as a race team. And he had a meeting with his team a few weeks ago and said, listen, we're all professionals. Some of you guys on this team were here when Kevin Harvick left, when Clint Boyer left. We can get past this as a race team. And since then, Rick, they have been very focused, and they are terrific at road course races. 3 of the last 4 races, Tyler Reddick has finished inside the top 5 on the pole for the second time today, trying to get his second Cup win.
Definitely focused on getting back to victory lane for Tyler Reddick. But
getting down into turn 1 on restarts, they're going to be 3, 4, 5 wide, trying to funnel down into turn 1, getting pushed off into the grass. A lot of contact right through that corner. Also coming around turn 4 is going to be interesting. A blind apex there. Expect to see some guys miss that as well.
Then it leads into turn 7, a heavy braking zone, opportunity to pass. And then a much slower section, you got to use a lot of patience through 10 and 11. That leads to 12. A lot of braking issues in 12 with sliding left front tires.
Turn 14, onto the front straightaway, really important. Possibly setting up passings down into turn 1.
Well, you guys talked about the track itself. We just heard Dave report about that orange box coming to pit road. So right here at the top.
In and get in this playoff standing picture. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. right now in on points. Possibility of one of these drivers. That Michael McDowell, always good on the road courses. Let's listen into his radio.
All right, boys. Got 5 weeks. Got one goal. Get a W. The only thing that matters. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Into the hands of the front row and Tyler Reddick, 26-year-old that is leading the field to the green flag at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard. About to get underway.
Restart for that left lane. On your screen, Tyler Reddick, way clear, looking through the middle. A lot of 3 wide, 4 wide, back in the back, 5 wide.
Didn't work.
31's going around.
Already, around goes that 31.
No caution.
Straight back out again. And so Justin Haley, not the start he was looking for, but he probably wasn't expecting 5 wide.
Well, you can expect it here. It's going to happen all day long. He started 17th. He's got a lot of ground to make up now. A tough way to start the race.
Down into 7th. Still some more cars trying to outbreak. 3 wide here. 22 Logano on the inside of Christopher Bell.
Well, he's going back to like that orange color, like the old Home Depot colors that Tony Stewart drove.
Slow, technical part of the racetrack. This is turn 11 that they're approaching. Very difficult braking zone into turn 12. We see a lot of right front tire lockup right here and some flat spots. Got to be really smart.
Look at Hamlin, way deep early, 3 wide. Didn't work out.
2 rookies outside of him here. Harrison Burton in that Dex 21.
This leads to the front straightaway, so you've got to get this thing sorted out. If you don't get a good launch off of this corner, it leads to the front straightaway, and this is a great passing opportunity.
First lap complete.
Here goes for second.
Yeah, we've got a battle for second as Briscoe has taken that spot away from Austin Cindric. So Cindric trying to hang on, though, as he thunders back.
2 guys who race hard, being first and second in the next Xfinity Series.
Another car around. Ross Chastain has spun his car around. Contact with him.
Loris Hesselman in the 27 was Denny Hamlin goes around. Straightens back out, and we stay green. This was the start of the race. You saw how Haley got spun around.
Yeah, just 5 wide getting in the corner on the start of the race. Nowhere for everybody to go, just real aggressive. This is
Stage 1 winner. The one.
13 now.
There you go.
Calling for the saw. They need it. No, they're going to leave it. I think the one's going to lose a lap
Free
at
pass,
this point because
second
he's
place,
still up
so
the road. Here comes Red. For the one at Chastain is that Justin Haley is also 1 lap down, so it won't be an automatic free pass as we see the leader. Right-hand side of your screen heading into turn 1. Left-hand side of your screen was the one of Chastain losing a lap.
4 still to go in stage 1, and out front, Tyler Reddick has over a 2-second lead over Austin Cindric. The young guys are showing the veterans how to make their way around this road course at Indianapolis.
I'm not sure Chris Buescher can see. I'm not sure how he's even breathing in this thing.
I can't see.
And as we say that, here comes Reddick before the end of the stage. Kind of as predicted, the leader's going to pit. Strategy, Marty, to try to keep track position.
Yeah, they're going to give up stage points here, Steve, and what would have been a playoff point for Tyler Reddick, who right now is in the playoffs. So an interesting move. And you also see left-hand side of your screen, Chase Briscoe staying out. They're now going to run and get those points, and if they can get that playoff point, win the stage, because they need every point they can get with that 14 car. No surprise, Tyler Reddick very happy with the race car. No complaints, Parker.
Right, Chris Bell picks out a 4th position here, just loose in the left-handers, but very happy in that race car. In the right-handers, so just air pressure out for him.
And you see Austin Cindric on pit road here. He's coming in, ran second that entire stage. No complaints from Cindric either.
20-second pit stop for Michael McDowell.
Handful staying out there, Steve, to gather those stage points, which they'll need maybe later to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's all priority. If you want a chance to win the race, the goal is to pit here before the end of the stage. Chase Briscoe, though, staying on the racetrack is by design. You know, he has won this year. He feels he's going to make the playoffs, so he wants that all-important playoff point. And if he can stay out front, have really no problem picking it up.
And he just ran over something there in turn 9 and 10. There's a little piece of debris on the racetrack. I think it's one of those little mud flaps that come off the back of the car.
I think at this point, winning the stage is crystal clear, and then I can make an argument staying on the racetrack. Keep that track position. The real question is, how bad is this car handling? You'd have to run about 15 more laps on these old tires, so we're going to have to see. But the first trick is to run all 14 corners without an issue. It hasn't been an issue for Briscoe, but it's been an issue for enough other drivers.
Getting that free pass to get back on the lead lap after a very long stop to work on the one after there was damage done in turn 1. Technical spot of the track here is Chase Briscoe winding down this last lap of stage 1.
Briscoe laps, Rick. You got it all figured out. We got half the field pitted, half the field hasn't. I think half the field is spun out.
That's why I sit next to you, Steve, to make sure that you'll tell me all the strategies that are going to work. Well, that's the stage 1 win, and it goes to Chase Briscoe, his 3rd career stage win. All of them have come this year. Ryan Blaney, another driver looking for points, currently in 15th position in the playoffs. William Byron, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, rounding out the top 5 with Gilliland, Larson, Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, and Martin Truex Jr. all rounding out the top 10. Chase Elliott, eventful turn 1 for him. Like everybody else, it seems like turn 1 has been very difficult. Elliott goes around. Briscoe, Indiana native, wins stage 1. Blaney still leading. We see Michael McDowell on pit road. Parker.
Right, just pulling away 4 tires. This was routine stop here. These strategies start to play out as we get towards the end of stage 2. Michael McDowell on the first on pit road, Dave.
And with no wins in 2022, Martin Truex Jr. comes into this one as the man on the bubble. Car pretty good for him now. James Small told me this morning he improved every lap in practice. They ran only 11, and he got better every time, Marty.
You see Joey Logano coming down pit road. They're going to run this stage short as well. His teammate Ryan Blaney still has not pitted today. You know, there's an old adage in racing, be the last to pit first and the first to pit last. Ryan Blaney winning that battle today. They're going to come down pit road road this time. For the first time today, you're going to see Ryan Blaney come onto pit road here. His only complaint about the car is that it just has no drive off. You also see Tyler Reddick matching him here. So that point being made that Randall Burnett made to me a moment ago, I don't think we can make it in 2 stops. So Tyler Reddick matching the move here with Ryan Blaney coming to pit road right behind him. Reddick has had no complaints about his race car. Blaney saying need a little bit better drive off. But what's amazing to me, and Steve, everyone on pit road noticed it, those tires, those Goodyear tires held on so well for Ryan Blaney. I think everyone's knowing, hey, you can stay on those tires forever if you want.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting as we see Blaney and Reddick take their pit stop. Christopher Bell stays on the racetrack. So, you know, you go on vacation of a race, Rick, and you think you know what plane you're getting on, the option 1, 2, or 3 when it comes to pit strategy. And we've had 2 jump strategies a couple times. We're just going to have to wait to see where it plays out. When we see where the cautions are, you see how much longer the 12th pit stop takes as they have to wait on that fuel. That's what we talked about. It doesn't dump as quickly, and therefore the 8 should easily beat him off pit road, and he does, just because he doesn't need fuel, or as much fuel.
So 3 cars coming off the pit road, they'll blend back in. Again, now race leader Christopher Bell. When he crossed the start-finish line with 2 laps to go, that closed pit road, so no one else will be able to make their way onto pit road now without any kind of a penalty. Christopher Bell is going to try to make it all the way back to the finish line after another lap.
It's on the cartoon character.
We're
Cartoon character.
working on saving a little bit of fuel here. We're going to stay at the stage. There's no lap time fall off here, so don't save more when the caution comes out.
All right, so there's your translation. That's Adam Stevens communicating to his driver very clearly what his strategy is. Hey, save a little gas. You have a 7-second lead. We're going to stay at the stage. We're not going to pit is what that means. Been run, 49 laps to go. So what I need you to do is save me a little bit of gas so I can not pit at the end of the stage, and we'll then run 10 or 12 laps into the final stage and pit for our final time, Jeff. So, you know, kind of what Marty was talking about, the tires and how well they're gripping up. Crew chiefs are going to have to continue to adjust. That's what makes these so difficult. You know, we talk about strategy like it's black and white and you can know what it's like at 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning, but none of us predicted this chaotic start. Cars backwards everywhere, cars locking up tires everywhere. And while we didn't think there would be a lot of tire fall off, I'm shocked even with that situation how well Blaney was able to lead. And there's a difference between no fall off, you know, as far as gripping and being able to leave off the front of the field.
So now he can save fuel. That's Christopher Bell. He was on pit road on lap 13 and he completed 34 laps of this 82-lap race.
You listen to him, he's very gingerly applying the throttle. You know, 6-second lead back to Kyle Busch. So this will be one of the slowest laps. The last lap he ran was 3 seconds slower than what he had been running. He probably do the same thing again here. You know, to move the car forward, you burn gas. So the easier you go, the more fuel you save.
Through turn 13, and now the big sweeping turn 14, the right-hander to get him back out on the front stretch. And it will be the first career stage win for Christopher Bell. And it happens at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard.
It's a shocking stat.
Kyle Busch on a similar strategy. He came on lap 17. Bubba Wallace was on pit road at lap 12. Chase Elliott, lap 17 also. Denny Hamlin, who we've seen struggle almost all of this race, finishes 6th in stage 2. Also on the pit on lap 12 strategy. Briscoe, Custer, Jones, and Ware round out the top 10. So
Better than always on time.
6 wide going into turn number 1. Christopher Bell gets stage 2 win.
Not in the way, you say you might.
We're telling them, hey, I think tires might actually start mattering the longer this race goes. A little bit longer there on the left front. That's going to cost them a little bit of time, but with less cars on pit road, shouldn't cost them too much. But Kyle said the car, not bad. He also asked for an ice bag. Very warm here at Indianapolis this afternoon.
So just a few tankers on pit road this time, and we will update the starting order when we return. And if you're approaching the Geico restart zone again. Hang on, folks.
It's going to be a 40 lap.
How many laps will we be this time?
See Ty Dillon in that red car on the inside lane did not get a good launch. Briscoe puts himself in the middle there, Jeff. A little bit of a risk. And underneath there comes Tyler Reddick. They're going to make contact.
4 wide.
Everybody got a little piece of contact through that corner. Briscoe's clear. Sorry, Rick. Briscoe's clear, as you see, through 5 and 6.
Stage 2 winner.
2 hours. I mean, it's been really good. I love that move. You know he's coming behind you, come with him. Now the 8 needs less fuel, so he should be okay. Blaney stays on the racetrack. You're going to see at the top of the screen more join. Let's see how good they do on their pit stop. This is going to be really interesting to see how much time Bell loses, needing almost 20 gallons of gas, Parker.
Right, Steven, you guys heard the calls right when he crossed the start-finish line to start this lap, hit this lap. This was a scheduled stop, but as far as he could, since lap 13 on this set of tires and fuel for Christian Bell. Once the left side right on the side there, it's going to be 4-liter tires and filling it full of fuel here for Christian Bell in the 20. We'll see how that slows down the stop. Also, the binder screen, you see William Byron on pit road. This should be a shorter stop than the 20 because he is last on pit road, lap 33, 4-time red party.
Just like William Byron, as Steve mentioned, this should be a shorter stop for Tyler Reddick as well, who is on an absolute mission today. Car so good for him, and you heard the voice of Richard Childers. He's reminded him, take it easy a couple of times, but he's got a 6-second gap over Ryan Blaney. The 8 off pit road. We'll see where he cycles out once everybody else pits.
It looks, you know, a car length in front turns into 6, growing to 10, growing to 20, growing to 30 because he's back to speed quicker. So good job by the 20 waiting on fuel, but now you see the penalty it takes.
Yeah, we saw Tyler Reddick didn't have to take nearly as much fuel as what we had to see Christopher Bell take.
And that's new to this
Xfinity race yesterday, who's out front here at the Brickyard.
Issue, right? Oh,
yeah, there's something there.
I saw the left rear change directions like it has a toe link broken. You see the damage above the left rear tire like it's made contact maybe with a wall.
He's come all the way from turn 4. That's where he had spun.
Yeah, there's a good point, Steve. See that left rear moving around a little bit.
He's on pit road now.
You know, he's one of these drivers like Joey Hand that comes into this series and has to go do these restarts and all this crazy stuff that you see in the Cup Series. And you know, those guys, when they come in, they think, man, they just don't like me. What they don't realize, they treat everybody like that. Like it's just the nature of the beast and how hard you race here. Joey Hand in this 15 car, though, he has earned the respect of the drivers that he's racing with. He's done a nice job, put his car in really good positions, opportunity to have good finishes.
And that brings out the caution.
That is a big impact for the 42. You see the door ripped open.
Turn 1 area. The 5 car also down there. Both these cars involved in the same accident, I believe.
Time was seen, and you see a lot of damage there to the driver's side. And a bad birthday for Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. You okay? Yeah, I think so.
I think so. That's a driver evaluating himself. It takes a minute just to collect yourself and figure out how you are feeling. Look at the right front wheel. Don't see much damage to the wheels in these cars these days, but that wheel is distorted so badly from some contact somehow. That's a hard hit.
Sometimes you can look at the damage and kind of have an idea of what happened, but I'll be honest, where this car's sitting and where the 5's sitting, I'm not sure what could have led to this. As you see Ty climbing out, there's Kyle Larson.
Kyle's already multiple laps down, just trying to finish his day out.
So the AMAR safety team there tending to Ty Dillon as Kyle Larson's going to jog his way back into the infield.
And I think Kyle and him's going to talk about it for a second.
Wanted to figure out what went wrong there. Let's take a look.
Oh boy, my goodness.
Oh, and I'm sure Kyle was coming over to apologize.
I have some sort of mechanical issue on the 5 car for him. Look at that. He is flying when he comes in there.
So I heard all tires come off the ground.
Which, looking back now, maybe he didn't have brakes, and now he does have brakes. That's the one thing that seems to make sense. And to your point, that is why he went over to talk to Ty Dillon.
I'd say we're lucky that wasn't worse than it was. I mean,
that was huge.
I agree, Jeff. That's a big impact. Oh my goodness.
I mean, the speeds that they're getting going into turn one, and if Kyle Larson didn't have brakes or the brakes weren't working, we're talking he could have been going 150, 160 miles an hour there at contact.
Yeah, what a scary situation for Kyle Larson. Ty Dillon didn't know it was coming, but Larson did. Larson's driving in the corner. He knows he's not going to be able to stop and just trying to avoid.
When I say legends, it's one after the other. Drivers that have won at this such a prestigious racetrack. See Elio Castroneves there.
Casey Kane.
Yep.
Jeff Gordon. Earl Dale Jarrett.
You see Brad Kay talking.
Will Power.
Saw Bobby Rahal earlier. Al Busch, Kevin Harvick, as you mentioned. One of the cool things here, Mario Andretti. If you think about it, this was a tradition started by Dale Jarrett kissing the bricks. Well, Mario Andretti, he hadn't raced anymore. He wasn't racing, so he never really kissed the bricks here in Indianapolis, but he did that tradition with DJ.
So I'm going to tell you, there was
might as well do it because he won back in '66. Remember, so
this is more cool than Mario.
Yes.
Like I mean, even
and those bricks right there, those bricks are the original bricks.
He stood outside.
Allmendinger trying to outbrake Chase Elliott. He does. Through 7. 3 wide behind him.
This has been terrible for Christopher Bell. Losing spots right and left. They're still attacking him. Once you lose momentum, man, it's like, big crash behind us.
The 4 of Harvick once again around.
The 4 of the 48.
Alex Bowman backing up. Getting it going once again. Both cars are going to move on. No caution.
I think the 4 car. Yeah, I'm sorry, Junior. Yeah, you and I saw the same thing. The left rear of the 4 looks like heavy damage. It's going to absolutely be mechanical. Probably another toe length. This could end his day.
39 points as they sit right now. So he would have a fairly comfortable lead, Dave, or actually Parker, heading into these final 4 races.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cars lead up.
Restart. Chase Elliott almost clear of the 8 car. He's going to try to outbrake him down here in the braking zone.
Chase got spun out.
Contact. Around goes 2 cars. 3 cars now around.
4 or 5.
Chase Elliott is spun out.
24
Got hooked
William
by
Byron
Ryan
also
Blaney.
has been around. And now, Eric Jones on 43 goes around.
And the 3.
Dillon.
Austin Dillon in the 3. Stops in the gravel.
Truex with a flat left front tire. Can he get out of that gravel?
If Dillon doesn't get it fired back up and going,
so far he's still sitting there, guys. Hasn't moved yet.
That's going to be another caution. He's trying to back up, but he can't. He's stuck.
This is going to have to be a yellow. NASCAR's going to give him as much time as possible, but at some point the cars are going to go speed through there. There you go. There's the
caution. And we'll have another restart.
I don't think Slugfest was even aggressive.
I know. I thought you were putting it lightly when you said that.
I mean, it was just... I'm going to have to watch this a few more times, Rick, to see exactly what happened.
Watch the 22. Yes, exactly. All the way on the bottom. That just forces everybody into 5 wide, running into each other. Now, the chase and the 24, that was ahead of all that. Let's see what happened with those guys. Chase gets, 12 gets into Chase a little bit. Unintentional contact there between friends, but Chase loses all that track position.
Jones around. Mark Truex Jr. a lot of damage. The 3, Dillon bringing out the caution as he's high-centered in the gravel.
So if we look at the 2 leaders, the 8 and the 9, right here, the 12 gets in, the 24 hits the 12. He barely catches the right rear of the 9, and around the 9 goes.
And then caution made that worse. It is so much harder when you're under caution. What AJ has to do now, there's no help coming for that. You got to just shut that helmet, get focused, pay attention to this restart. You got a shot to win a cup race. It's a huge deal.
My side. Reddick and Allmendinger. Allmendinger trying to sweep the weekend. Green flag back in the air.
Reddick has to go down the block.
Better restart that time for Reddick, though. He's got a car linked on second. For second, here comes Austin Cindric. Ryan Blaney sideways in front of the field.
Side by side up front, though. Chastain, he's right there. They're going side by side to the cake.
And around goes the one. He's able to get
Unbelievable. Sideways, so that's going to allow Reddick to get a run there. He lost momentum on corner exit. A lot of dirt in the ground on the tires.
Chastain went off the track. He did that access road to get back on track. Now, the aid of Tyler Reddick continues to fight him. Is this legal for the one to be up here racing right now?
And NASCAR's trying to figure that out themselves. Reddick trying to work hard to get back by him.
He knows he has Austin Cindric behind him. But the one of Ross Chastain was off track. He used the access road after turn one after he missed it. Reddick fights back. He's going to try to take the outside line.
Side by side right here. This is tough sledding to try to make this pass.
It's a good position for Reddick. He's going to take the lead back.
Reddick grabs the lead as he comes back out on the front stretch. One more time around.
Cindric's got to run on the one car.
No, I wonder if he ain't got no brakes.
How hard will Chastain push in the braking zone here? He's in position.
Reddick slows through one. He's clean. Chastain and Cindric. We believe second and third. Chastain still unsure.
A lot of respect right there in the braking zone of turn one. Chastain a little defensive into turn four.
And if you're Cindric, you really don't know how to treat Chastain. Is he legal? Is he supposed to be there or not? Cindric got really loose there. Chastain driving away from him.
Tyler Reddick, what a race he has put together.
He's gonna do it again.
Through seven.
Junior said so.
Reddick now with 4 car links in front of Ross Chastain and Austin Cindric. This technical section of the Indianapolis road course, Reddick has been perfect. Can he get through? 13. For the final time, he does.
Oh, he almost missed the corner.
Here comes the one of Ross Chastain one more time.
Not gonna be enough.
Out of 14. Tyler Reddick looking for his second Cup Series win. It's going to come in Indianapolis. Career best finish for Harrison Burton. Ross Chastain, we have been told by NASCAR, was not allowed to be in that position.